Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of our World AIDS Museum Spotlight Series. And I'm really happy today to have with me Alberto Perez Bermudez, who is a South Florida resident and has been in contact with the World AIDS Museum and has done a lot of incredible work speaking out about HIV and helping to inform the community. So we're going to spend a little time learning about Alberto's story and his unique perspective that he brings that we don't often hear from. Welcome, Alberto.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a great thing. We've been working on this for a while to get this set up. So we're going to start out with the question that we really ask everybody that comes onto the Spotlight series. The museum is about the history of HIV/AIDS. So just place this in some context here. What's your earliest memory of hearing about HIV and AIDS?
Well, back in the 1990s, and there was not that many education about it, and nobody told me about it, and but I learned it through myself. But I heard that it was just a particular population. I was thinking that it's gonna be for this population. They were saying only it was a gay disease, all these different things that they were saying about a drug addict disease, prostitutes, and all of that. So I kept that in my mind, and now it's a total different thing.
So when you first started hearing about it, you thought it probably didn't apply to you in that, right?
I was thinking it's never going to happen to me. I said, I don't quite, that doesn't apply to me because I'm not gay, I'm not I'm not drug addict, I'm not, I don't prostitute myself, things like that. So I was thinking it was for somebody else. I say, that's never going to happen to me until one day.
Well, tell us about that day. What happened?
Well, that day I was 18 years old. And I didn't have no symptoms. I didn't have nothing. I just want to do like a regular checkup, like a regular medical routine thing. I told you, look, do everything, include HIV testing. And they told me, okay, we're going to do that. So I came back a week later and they told me that I was HIV positive. And guess what? I react okay because I didn't know what it was. I was young. I was naive. I didn't know nothing. So I was thinking, HIV, what is HIV? It could be cancer, it could be, I was thinking all the different things, and onto that day, I decided to educate myself on everything related to HIV since that day until now.
So that's interesting. What led you to get tested for HIV at that point? You were 18 years old. Were you at the doctor, or how did you get tested?
Well, a friend of mine told me, no, go ahead to test yourself because I was having a lot of unprotected sex with a lot of different ladies and out there, So I never say, why me, So I say, he told me, no, go do that. So I did that. I went to one of the Miami local clinic, and I told him to do everything, and they told me, I came back a week later. They told me, no, you're HIV positive, and I said, what? And then they told me where to go. They told me what to do and all of that.
So what was that like for you? You were 18 years old. Were you done with school, or?
I was coming out of high school, and I never realized that it would happen to me, until I did the HIV test. Until they told me, those were you HIV positive. I say, what? Like I was saying, I'll be blessed because I react okay. I didn't know what it was until like 33 years later, still going strong. And I don't, sometimes I don't think about HIV, to be honest with you. I just move. I'm a normal human being like everybody else.
So how did you get from the test to the point where you started going out and talking about it publicly? Because I know you shared with me some of the different projects and things that you've done over time, and some recognition that you've gotten for the work that you've done to go out and talk to people and raise awareness. So how did you make that leap to going out in public and saying, hey, I'm living with HIV and I'm dealing with this? How did that come about for you?
Well, it came out because I told God, what He want me to do. I told God, if He want me to do this, I told Him, and I said, I wanna make it different. I wanna help out. I always been like that, since I was a teenager. And I said, let me do something on my HIV community. Let me see what I do. So I started educating myself. I started going to all these conferences. I started because I want to be able to get rid of the stigma. Back then it used to be a lot of stigma. And now it's getting better. But I say to myself, please God, guide me. Tell me what do you want me to do? So God told me, go do this, and I'm doing it, still doing it. I mean, until we find the cure.
And what were some of the places that you would go out and talk to people? Where did you go to do that?
Well, I did that, for example, high school, college, TV shows, conferences, local, national. I done a newspaper article. I've done everything. Whatever I need to do, I do it because I would like to. I still doing it. And I love doing it. To be honest with you, I want to make a difference in people's lives, so make sure they don't become infected. Like me. And that's the main purpose that I'm doing it for.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about like what kind of a reaction do you get when you go out and you talk about it?
Well, some people are still educated. Some people they just negative about it. They don't want to know about it. They don't care. They just continue doing what they're doing. But I get in mixed feeling. Different things that people think about how it is. To be HIV positive. Things like that. But I still. I think the key is education. To be honest with you, if you would do that, no matter what, if you one person we can reach, we'll be able to do more stuff, and we'll be able to do more and more, and hopefully we can talk about HIV now, not only today but every day. You gotta be on top of people, make sure they don't, become infected. That's my main goal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So people have responded pretty well to hearing your story and everything. Are they surprised when you tell them?
They some of them they surprised because hey, you heterosexual, and I thought you were gay or you whatever. Some people they say that no, it can happen to anyone. Look at me, man. I'm not in that category, but I want to make it. I want to make it as a human disease. I don't want to make it as a sexual disease. Because it can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter who, where you come from, if you have money or not, whatever. So that's my main goal that I'm trying to do that. And people they be shocked, because back then it was a negative thing. Now I'm trying to get rid of that and put it in the positive way so people can see it can happen to anyone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think things have changed a little bit with the stigma. You said did I understand you right? You've been living for 30 years now with it?
I've been living with HIV for the past 33 years.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I would like to thank God. Is the one who keep me alive. Second of all, the doctors and myself that I want to, be able to be healthy, take my medicine, go to my doctors, go to support group, whatever make me happy. And that's what I be so fast lucky to live long time with the HIV.
Mm-hmm. So again, a lot of times this is a perspective that people don't hear as much about, a heterosexual man talking about having HIV in that. What are some of the things you feel like people really don't understand about what it's like to be a straight guy living with HIV? Like what are some of the misunderstandings that you encounter out in the world?
I would say most of the heterosexual male they don't come out because of the stigma. They don't come out because they don't care about they just they don't want to. They're so busy doing their own things, But I would say I think we should unite it, all the gay people, the heterosexual people, everybody should come together and make it this happen to as a human disease, not like but like most people think. But that's why I'm trying to get rid of that because we just came we did a international stigma conference, and for the first time we talk about heterosexual issues, and I'm so glad that we did that and we had to continue doing it. And I appreciate that you have me, and we don't talk about it that much, we just we don't, it's just once in a blue moon,
Yeah, yeah, no, I think that, this comes up a lot in the museum, Alberto, because we have different examples that we show people of different people that have been living with HIV over the years. And so we talk about Arthur Ashe, for example, who was a tennis player. We talk about Magic Johnson, of course, and the whole way that people make assumptions and jump to conclusions about people that way. I'm wondering, did you get that from people where they were skeptical about, oh, are you really heterosexual or that kind of thing? Did people talk to you that way or indicate that that was what they were thinking?
Well, some people ask me, I told it straight out, no, I'm not, and they already know. I mean, some people question your sexuality, but I mean, it's just a question that they're not supposed to ask. Yeah, but I tell you the honest truth, But like I was saying, right now I'm focused on it can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, and all of that. Those are my my main concern that I want to do, especially in my heterosexual community. They gotta come out, man, because back then in the '90s, the gay people got together, and guess what? Now they got everything that they want, and we're behind. We need to have more Alberto out there. We need to have more people that they're willing to do, but they don't want to do it. I don't know, for some reason it's kind of difficult. But guess what? I don't give up until one day everybody get together. That's my main goal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you said it many times while we've been together here. It can happen to anyone, and I think that's something you're kind of be working on, trying to work up into a book. Am I right? That's
Yeah,
something.
trying to do that. I'm trying to do that. If you know anyone who can help me, I appreciate that. But I'm trying to do that. That's another way I'll be able to make it different and get rid of stigma and all of the different things, And the more we do, the better we're gonna be, And I believe that through that book, I'll be able to reach so many people, and the people be related to my story too. And so, God willing, I'll do it this year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I think that that is a really powerful message, and I think that a lot of people don't realize that it really can happen to anyone. And I'm wondering, as you look back over the years, who were the people who were the most supportive of you? Like, how did people support you?
I would say my mom
Yeah.
and my best friends. They were there for me. When I found out that I was positive, I showed my mom the HIV test. She hugged me, she loved me. Until now, she's still, you know how it is. Moms, they're gonna be mom no matter what. And
Yeah.
my father never grew up with him. And then I have a close friend that he always there for me, like my father figure. So he always guide me to do everything right. So those people are my mentor, my heroes, my everything. And related to HIV, I would say who's powerful that make it different. Like you say, Magic Johnson, Charlie Sheen. I mean, but all these people and now they are front, doing whatever they need to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it is really important, and it's so powerful to have people talk openly about their status, because I think otherwise, a lot of people just sort of make guesses, and they make assumptions and they jump to conclusions about people and kind of apply a different stereotype with that. So that's kind of a that's a really important piece of the whole thing about figuring out where the support is with your mom. So did you tell her immediately when you were 18, or was that?
Right away, as soon as I got the test, I showed it to her, and she said, "Don't worry about it, son. I mean, I'm gonna be there for you no matter what." Until now, she reminded me to take my medicine. It's a lot of close friends too, a lot of people that I know, that care for me and they want me to do the right thing. And then I teach others, so they can live longer like me. They can be like a sample, the people who recently find out about it. So I told her, look, you gotta take your medicine. You gotta go to your doctor. You gotta be positive mentally, physically, everything you do, trying to do what you can. And I put my sample, because I want to be able to mentor different people. And my mom, she's the one that keep me going. A couple of best friends that I know, and I appreciate all the doctors that they come out with different medicines that we can live long time, because back in the 90s people were dying less than right. Now we live in we can live a normal life like everybody else,
Mhm.
just take your medicine, rest, exercise, do all the different things that I've done, through my years.
Mhm, mhm. Well, that's really important to have all of those things going on in your life that way, with that. So uh, what about like in terms of organized groups and things? Do you have experience with that in terms of joining groups, or how has that been for you in terms of
Well, I'll be lucky to be. I'm sorry.
no?
I'll be lucky because I started locally, and then God want me to continue going national. I've done all the different magazines that people know who are positive, like Pop Magazine, Body.com, TPA. I mean, and all the different national stuff that I've done. And I'm proud of myself, and I'm grateful that God want me to continue doing it, because I want to be able to reach everybody that I can, and I've done it, and I'm gonna continue doing more. This is what keep me going. What you're doing for me, and talk about all the different things that you interview me. This is for me. It's no price to it. I'll be able to make it different for those people if they want to do it through the social media, whatever had to be done, I do it. I mean.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, I think it's really important. Do you ever hear from anybody that you have been in the audience that said, "Hey, Alberto, that really made a difference for me"? Did that ever happen?
Yeah. I mean, a few people that I keep in touch with, they are still doing it, and but what I usually do every day on my personal time. I try to reach more, and I want to do more and more because that's why God want me to do. I feel like one of those disciples, that I want to be able, instead of preaching the Bible, I'll be able to preach the HIV,
Mhm.
education and treatment and everything else. So that's why I love to connect with a lot of different people who are willing to do the same thing that I do, and whatever it is, and that's what keep me going, and that's why one of the things that I love to do it through social media, or through whatever had to be done, because of the COVID. And that's one thing I appreciate what you're doing, because I will be able to make it different through the social media now that we're doing.
Yeah, yeah, that's been a real mixed blessing for us at the museum, is to be able to expand our thinking about who we can reach out to and include in our programming. And to be able to get more and more diverse stories. And I think you're actually the first heterosexual man I've interviewed on the Spotlight. So I'm really glad to have you out here talking about that. So how has your love life been in terms of relationships and things? Have you been able to find that in your life? And
Yeah, I'll be grateful. I'm a faithful man, so I'll be married for the past 19 years on my birthday coming up on March
oh
18th.
wow.
Yeah, so I'll be able to celebrate that, and also my wedding day too. So on that situation, I'm lucky. I have a support of my wife, my mom, friends, everybody. I mean, they all love me, and I'm grateful. I mean, I find someone, because when you had that, is that you fight, and you're looking forward to do things, and you're looking forward to, if you're by yourself, that's a different thing. So in my situation, I'm lucky, that I'm married for a longer time, because that's the way I am. I'm a one man woman, I don't like to jump around and things like that because that's not me. And so in that way, I'm lucky, that I have someone.
So did I understand you right there? Did you tell me you got married on your birthday?
Yeah, because I want to be able to be special both time.
Uh,
We're gonna celebrate two times on my birthday. When I got married, I want to be able to remember those days two times. So that's what I did, And you know, it was the first time that I got married. So I said, you know, let me do that, you know. So like that, I remember, you know, so you know, I'm unlucky, and I did a special, and I continue, you know, to whatever God want me to, because you know, I do that. I follow God's rules, you know.
Sure. Well, that's really wonderful. I think that's a great way to never forget your anniversary, huh? Is getting married on your birthday. So we're getting close to the end of our time today, but one of the things we always like to ask people about, you know, I know you're a busy guy and you do a lot of different things. What is it that you do in your free time that helps you to recharge and re-energize yourself? Because I think we always want to give people ideas about how other people manage their lives that way. So what is it that you know gives you energy, gives you the strength to keep going on and doing all this work?
Okay, I would say number one, God, you know. Number two, myself, because I like to go to all the doctor's appointment that I need to stay healthy. I always have a positive attitude in life. I always continue doing what I'm doing. And my entertainment is my social media, you know. I want to be able to reach people everywhere, you know, and that we're doing that. Thank God we had that technology to do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give up, to be honest with you. Sometimes I get disappointed because what people think or whatever, but I give up, and I continue doing what I'm doing. And sometimes I don't take a break, to be honest. This is what keep me going. I just continue doing, and reach out people, and do a lot of different HIV projects that I want to do, and my book, and all of the different things that I want to do. You know, so for me, I don't stop, you know, to be honest with you, because I don't get tired of it. I just want to be able to make a difference on people's life. I want to be able to do what I do, and I've done it. And hopefully one day we'll be able to, you know, get together everybody, and
Yeah.
and
Okay. Okay. So which social media do you like to be on? Which social media channels are you using?
okay. If you're interested, please follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be under my real name, Alberto Perez Bermudez. On Facebook, it's gonna be Alberto Perez with a boxer, because I like to box. Gonna
Mm-hmm.
be Alberto Perez Bermudez, and Twitter Alberto Perez Bermudez. And I come out, you know, I come out on the media a lot, you know, because I talk about my a lot of different things. Here, for example, what made me to be a long-term survivor. That's about
Mm-hmm.
family issue. The next day, people can see that, hey, this guy, you know, is a normal human being, you know, because your HIV positive doesn't mean your life will stop. You know, you're gonna continue doing what you're doing. You know, that's what I've done, and that's what I do. I love my social media, to be honest with you. That's how you reach a lot of people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So we had a little bit of technical trouble there because there was a little bit of a thing that it kind of got distorted. But I think you said you're on Twitter, right? And you're on TikTok and Instagram. And to look for you, they should go look for Alberto Jose Perez Bermudez,
Yeah, that's
right?
correct. Yes, that's
Okay.
the way that, if you want more information, you're gonna see me often too, you know, in different platforms, you know, and
Mhm.
you'll be able to see me. I mean, you'll be able to reach me. You'll be able to ask me anything you want, because I'm open about my HIV status. You know, I don't hire. I just do what I had to do because God want me to continue doing it.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you being willing to do this with us today. I think it's really an important message that you have about putting yourself out there and why it's important to share with people your own personal journey. And I'm really grateful to you for all the good work that you have done and for the work that you're going to keep doing in the future. So we'll look forward to hearing more about It Can Happen to Anyone. And for all of you out there, please follow our World AIDS Museum Spotlight Series. We do this the first and third Wednesdays of the month here on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. So Alberto, thank you so much. And we'll go ahead and say goodbye for today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everything.